Okay, I literally just got up here, so what we see is very much what we get. Sweet peas have all finished flowering now up here, going to seed. So got that batch there, and this batch got quite a few of these hanging around on the plant, and basically it's my son. So he picked out the colours that he liked the best and has labelled them, and his plan is to save some of the seed. So we got blood red and midnight purple, red tiger. So yeah, the seeds weren't called that to start with, but that's names that he's given them. So anyway, you can see that sweet peas have gone over. My bench that I lovingly made, that you can see is sprouting nicely. Well, it got broken. I'm not sure whether that was on the last video or not, but yeah, my two boys were arguing, jumped on the bench at the same time, snapped it. So I think I'll probably just rip it out and build another one out of normal wood, I'm guessing, to take the weight of them. In the compost bin there, they are the potatoes that I got given and I'm growing for, essentially for Christmas. That's the start of the new compost bin, as well, I've used up everything else, which does remind me, the main reason for me coming up here today is Kivy has kindly dropped off another cubic metre worth of manure, so need to use that. Right, we'll start on this bed. So obviously where we're at in the season, being August, well, just coming into August, so in July was well, it's a bit of a period of tidying up and getting the last plantings, last sowings done on certain things with autumn and winter in mind. So that batch was already there. They're the Brussels sprouts, interplanted with leeks. Beetroot from this bed, beetroot, kohlrabi, the normal rocket and the lettuce had all gone, and the onions that were in there, and they have been replaced with a little batch of fennel, which, as you can see, most of them are doing pretty well. Again, because of the heat, what I've done is I've done the planting and then done a mulch straight over. A few sorry looking cabbage, Durham early. There's only three left. There was a fourth one, but I think that's been munched on. The idea being just have that little block there, so they would provide spring greens. Little batch of beetroot had been sown there. Whether the seeds germinate, I don't know. And then it got leeks there, not leeks, lettuce. It has been an absolute scorching July here in the UK, but in particular in the southeast where I am. So we had 37 degrees and really cooked a lot of stuff, as you'll see a bit later. So here I've got there were some cauliflowers. Looks like, well, actually no, there's 3 cauliflowers still there. Well, I'd say 2.5. Kale, again, most of those have done okay. There was some cabbage white got onto into here, and so the caterpillar had sort of taken hold, but combination of picking off and then actually doing a spray, it was just too many. So anyway, got cabbage interplanted with radish, spinach planted in there. What do we got here? Swede, but again you can see that, yeah, there's quite a few have unfortunately succumbed, and you can see those little bits, those little tufts. So that is carrots, so there is carrots sown in some of these, interspersed with some spring onion. Got some spinach Amelia. No, I haven't. That's spinach Amelia. This is the Swiss chard. And on the end here, got perpetual spinach there, some more kohlrabi, and again another block of radish planted through there, and some carrot. So we'll move around. Once again, this bed is the bane of my life. Going to have to think of a better solution for next year. But yeah, because the wind just keeps ripping it apart. So these are the peppers and chili peppers. So you can see there's a bit of flower coming on. So these are the Reaper chilies here. That is Trinidad perfume. And it seems to be that the hotter chilies haven't done too much as yet. Chili long, you might wonder why the label's snapped in half. There's moles kind of reside in this bed. They come into it, in and out and around the whole thing, so they've come up and snapped the labels. But you can see there's loads of fruits developing on that. I mean, look at the size of that thing. It's almost like burying itself. Not sure what those ones are. There's got to be a label in here somewhere, but oh, it might be Paquitos. Oh no, that's Paquito. So we've got Paquito there, Armageddon in the middle. Don't know what these are. I'm sure there's a label though. Pointed red, so again, like getting a decent size. They're sort of almost a sweet pepper or cooking pepper, so you need to make colour. Long slim. Then what we got? So they're bullhead mix. And oh, these are the bananas. So doing pretty well. We've had some of those off it already actually. I'll move on to this bed. So this bed, what we got left is the salad blue potato, which is a main potato, so they're still in there, probably be harvested towards the end of this month. The plan is for some of the manure to put it over this part of the bed, just to make sure that cut out the light to any potatoes that might be coming. Oh yeah, coming up to the surface, just to make sure. So you can see again they've really struggled. Then this bed, or this part of the bed, so this had the second early twinners. They've all been lifted, really nice, and we've been eating those with pretty much every meal. It may look like it's just sitting empty or fallow, but it isn't. This has been direct sown with some different beans. So got sugar snap peas. Then there's some Kelvedon pea somewhere. Can't find the label. But anyway, it's Kelvedon pea in there somewhere. Well, up to around there, I think. And then we've got French bean velour, which if you haven't had it, it's quite a nice one. It's a purple bean. Here got the last of the normal French beans, so they're just kind of finishing doing their thing, so they'll soon be coming out. Then Dahlias. So having thought that I planted in my rows of 3, I've got a random boom boom reds come in there, so I must have got my plants mixed. But I mean, look at that, you don't mind. Again, it's looking a bit gone over, but you don't mind that sort of error. These two monsters are the giants, Sherwell peach, so be quite good to see those. Then got well, there's one here actually. So this is Rocco. This plant and that plant. In the middle one had, well, tuber death, so that killed over. But Rocco yet to flower here, although it is flowering at home, quite a small red ball. This is Edinburgh. This is the best one, but I never, Bantling, that's what it's called. Bantling, absolutely love it for its habit, and it's amazing in the container at home, and you can see that each of those is pretty much perfect for a container plant. So I'm kind of thinking, for work orientate purposes, I might end up doing a load of cutting material in the spring, grow it on and see about selling some of those plants. And then we got Willerton Harry. Here's Harry, yeah, Willerton Harry, looking pretty amazing. So this is Boom Boom Red. Forget that one because it's got blown centre to it, but you know, look at that. One of the largest ball types that you'll get. Mary's Amanda there, looking pretty stunning. And we've got Dave's Choice, so you can see again that's got a blown centre. I think that's probably the heat that's kind of caused that on some of them, but Dave's Choice has a nice white to it, and then it develops that sort of lilac-y tinge, really nice. And we got that, which is, oh dear, what is it, Windome? Oh yeah, Windome Diane. And these are Babette, but I've got to admit they're not as good as last year. I don't know why. I think I'm definitely growing, well this, I've definitely grown with too many stems coming up because the flowers aren't as good as last year. But then having said that, even my plant at home is not so good, so I might just have to try and get some better parent stock, mother stock on that. Around the side, a few onions still growing. So this is the squash patch, or squash side of the patch, which you probably remember when I planted it, I had a nice distinct row of each of the types of the chrysanth, which are the new ones that I bought this year, which are the Eloise types, which, I mean, absolutely stunning flowers. Not that you can see a lot because they've just been swamped by what should be squash. And when I say should be, that's because there's squash and then there's some rogues in here. So we've got the butternut squash forming quite nicely, as they should be. It should be a block of 4 butternuts amongst there. Then there should be some yuki-curies through the middle. There's a block of 4, which I'll show you. Well, there's some definite yuki-curies over there, but then there's this plant that is producing these real monsters, which are definitely not yuki-curie. And to me, and you see there, to me the growth looks like it's pumpkin, which I don't know how, because I planted the only pumpkins that I grew, and well, they came out the same packet, so I'm just trying to watch my step. So see, this is, you know, supposedly yuki-curie, but that is yuki-curie. You see how it's got that distinct sort of shape to it. It's almost like a, I don't know, an old lamp type look to it. And then we got the summer squash, summer squash, which there, let's move the hose pipe, there's a few of them. So they got that lovely shape to them. Try and find, so there's loads coming on in there. Okay. There. That's the summer squash. Right, then on this side is the bean, white lady. Again, been picking quite a lot of these, but it is pretty much on a, well, every few days you have to come through and pick a few. Thing to remember is once you got down to your last ones, pick it, then cut that stem off, because that stem then no longer has any purpose to it. Right, we'll come back to this. So on this bed we got purple sprouting broccoli and Welsh onion coming through. That's all that remains really on that element. I've had all the other bits. Some kohlrabi still there, and forget the chard. That Swiss chard is no good. That's just guinea pig food really. Got some more pot tubers down there of some Dahlia Boom Boom Red, as I wanted to get them established for autumn. Got a bit of well, it is a turnip, but it's like a salad turnip, so not for cooking but for shredding and eating raw. That's really nice. Kale Cavolo Nero still doing its thing. As you can see, we've stripped a lot. I should say we, but it's my wife actually has stripped a lot, and what she's been doing is cleaning it up, chopping it up and freezing it into ice cube trays and bagging it up to freeze whilst we got the crops, and to, well, essentially store it for winter time. These big old leaves here, these are for the parsnip, which I don't think I might be able to see. Can we see there? If I zoom in, I don't think we can. Might have to take my word for it. Just there, the little creamy glint. So that is the parsnip starting to form. Calabrese, like I say, it's basically all bolted, so I'll probably just take that out if, well, as and when I get to that. More leeks, so there's parsnip and leek interspersed. These are cabbage. I mean, there's big old beasties there, which you can see where we started thinning out, and actually that's given the leeks opportunity to grow. And on this side I've got the Guinness record runner beans, which again I've had quite a lot of them. There's nothing of size on here at the moment, but you can see it's getting across the top there, which is quite nice. And a few more chrysanthemums coming, and then I have to move around the other side so you can see without the sunlight. So that is the sweet corn mini pop. Make those lovely little tassels, and this one I've not grown it before, so it has these nice red tassels, but it reminds me a little bit of the red from Fraggle Rock, if any of you guys saw that. But you can see, you know, they're well up to 8 feet with the flower. So first year growing that, or this variety, I'm well happy with that. All of this belongs to pumpkin, which is under here. It's got this covering over it to stop it getting scorched, because you can see what's happened to the leaves. So I got that one there growing, doing its thing. Really needs a water over here. I think I'll try and get round, so I'll just pause and then have a look on the other side. Right, so we got on this side here, these are Courgettes Marrows. I've had loads, absolutely loads from here. I don't know whether there's much left growing at the moment on the courgettes, so we've had a real purge trying to clear them before they went over, just because, as I say, the heat has been absolutely crucifying everything. Got nice old marrow there, which you can see is just over a foot in length. And there's another one there, similar size. The others are given away. So these here are popcorn, which they seem more behind than the other corn, so have to see what happens there. All of this is the shooting star courgette. As I say, we came over last night and picked a load, and my wife came over this morning and picked a load, but you can see there's a little baby one. Got a couple of baby pumpkins in there, which that needs to come off definitely. So we've got a nice pumpkin there, and then that's forming as well. Some more courgette, and then this one is that little mulberry, but have to see what that does. I got a random tomato plant appeared there. Weird. So I just got back out again, not a lot else to see. Got the couple of blueberry plants, which as you can see they've finished, barring that little diddy thing. Same on the blackberries, we've had pretty much all the blackberries. Well, we've had a load, the birds have had a load, but they're all right. So yeah, that's kind of the roundup. You can see the neighbour has just joined to do a bit of watering, but here we are, and that's the roundup. Quite a long roundup actually, longer than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, 2nd of August. As you can see how things have progressed in the last month since we did the catch-up video, or the monthly video. Yeah, it does change quite a lot, especially when you watch a video back. You don't always remember as to how things were or what you've achieved until you can see a photo or see a video on it. So as much as hopefully you guys like watching these videos, I quite like watching them as well, just as a recap as to what I've been doing. And you know, essentially is a video diary. So yeah, if you've got any questions, then please send them over to me. I always do my best to answer them for you. If you like what I'm doing, which hopefully you do, please subscribe to the channel. It's always really nice to have you people joining and asking some questions as well. If you can hit the reminder button as well, and then you won't miss out on any future videos that I'm doing, whether that's on the allotment or in the garden or a bit of plant propagation or DIY. But most importantly, get outside for yourself, get in the garden, have some fun, and a bit of playing around, experimenting, and just unwinding. So yeah, until next time, bye for now.